Hey, welcome back to the Rock Fantasy YouTube channel tonight and kind of our interview series. I'm sitting down with some members of Eyes of the Nile, the Iron Maiden Tribute, who are returning to perform at the Orange County Fair on Friday, July 25th. They're actually in a double bill this year, and Ron Weber, and I guess you guys had spoke with someone else, and there's a Stone Temple Pilots tribute that's going to be warming up you guys that night.
That's
And
right.
it was at Wicked Garden, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yep. You guys know
Something
them a little bit?
not personally.
Oh,
I've
okay.
yeah,
Yep.
I've talked back and forth with one of the guys,
Okay.
but we've never met in person.
Yeah, I recognize the name, but I want to be careful that I'm not thinking of the wrong band because
Sure.
there was a band called Wicked Garden, I think, that had a high school friend of mine. So
Oh.
I better do my research before I say anything. I'm excited
Yeah.
nonetheless.
So yeah, it's Wicked Garden, and it's a week from this Friday as we're taping this on a Monday night, July 14th. The fair actually kicks off on the 17th, which is this Thursday, and there's a Bon Jovi tribute, Slippery When Wet. The Psycho Circus guys who I've had on the channel are there on Friday and this Saturday. If you guys are watching in the area, other good friends of mine that come up from Virginia Beach or Beach Floyd are going to be there to put on a great Pink Floyd show. So, but we're talking about Iron Maiden. So, welcome to the channel, Chris and Fern. Introduce yourselves and what you do in the band, and we'll get started.
My name is Christy Chiara. I play drums and sing background vocals in Eyes of the Nile.
I'm Fern. I play bass and sing backing vocals in Eyes of the Nile.
So when Nico stepped down, Chris, did you get an email from Iron Maiden?
No, they got one from me though.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. No, no, I didn't bother. I knew
No, I,
what they were doing, but
yeah.
um, yeah, can only dream.
So Fern, you are the Steve Harris at the fairgrounds next week, right?
That's correct. So
Yeah.
so they say.
Also, he is a part Transformer from the Transformer movie franchise. So he does turn into an Autobot and a Decepticon and all that stuff as we go through the set. Uh how long has Eyes of the Nile been around? We may have asked you this question in the past, but we'll refresh everyone's memory.
It'll be different every day. So
Gonna
you
be
can
different
ask,
because
you
it's
can ask
another day
tomorrow.
older. But when did you get started?
10 years.
10 years. So it's the 10th anniversary of Eyes of the Nile. And how many times have you played up here at the Orange County Fair? Is this the third time now?
This will be the fourth time.
This will be the fourth time now. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm trying to place because we did the Rock Fantasy in 2021 when you guys played. We did the Rock My Store's anniversary party that night. It was you guys and I had some local talent. Last Pharaoh opened up, and it
Yes,
was a
that was
good
the
night.
first
We
time.
had we had the problem with the weather a little bit early in the night. I think that hampered the crowd a little bit, but then we were talking before we went on air that Chris Caffrey from Sabotage, the TSO was there, and you performed Strange Ways, and it was just one hell of an epic night. There was fireworks going off, and it was just a fun night at the fair.
Definitely.
The four times you've been to the fair now, and
Well, it will be four.
this will be four this time around. And what should a person who's never seen you expect when they see the Eyes of the Nile live?
Fern, you want to take that?
The unexpected.
The unexpected.
I mean, we've had a lot of people be really kind to us, so it's an interesting question to ask us.
Mhm.
Uh, we're just gonna give energy. We're gonna have fun, like we're listening to it because we're all Maiden fans as well, and
Sure.
we're all brought right back to that place when we first heard Maiden when we're playing it. Even to this day, just as it was when we first started hearing them, and we hope that we can translate that energy to the crowd and just have fun with them. It's a really light but still heavy atmosphere. We just bring it as best we can, and hopefully people can have a good time with us.
What's the current? So you guys will actually, before I go on to the next question, how how long of a set do you guys usually perform? Does it vary from venue to venue?
It's mostly been about an hour and 40 minutes.
You're doing about an hour 40 at the fairgrounds that night?
I believe so. Yeah.
And I tell you what, last year I remember seeing you guys and it just goes by like a second. We were talking about how fast the year goes by, how fast the night goes by. So make sure that if you're coming to the show, get there on time because these guys are just amazing and they blaze through. And it was almost like this is over already. You guys played your time, but everybody wanted more, you know?
It feels that way on the stage too,
It
actually.
does.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
you're actually going through the physical motions of it, which can get tiring, somehow it still kind of goes by fast at the same time.
How many gigs about have you been performing a year nowadays? And where do you guys play mainly? You're based out of Virginia area, correct? DC?
Northern Virginia, right outside of DC. I'd have to count.
You have
It's
to
a good
count
question, how many gigs we've played a year, but it's definitely been more and more every year.
like a couple a month, maybe.
Yeah, it's been about two a month, sometimes
Hmm.
three. Yeah.
And how
So
far do you guys branch out from the Virginia-based area?
we've been as far as Florida, and we just a couple of months ago we went to Chicago area and
Okay.
McHenry, Illinois. Those are the two furthest points.
Well, also Rochester.
Rochester.
Mhm.
Rochester, New
Well,
York.
Yeah.
and we'll be back there actually
Yeah.
in August 2nd.
I remember a couple years ago where you guys were right down the road in Stroudsburg, PA, and it was a very small venue, and I was
Yeah.
surprised that you guys were up here. But you've actually played with Witches Dance, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It
And
was
that was
small.
at the Sherman Theater Underground or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Sherman Showcase, I
The
think
Sherman
they call
Showcase,
it.
I think it was.
Okay,
Yeah.
is that what they call it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I would have came over, but I had a show going on the same night at the time doing something in Middletown, which is Middletown to Stroudsburg for those watching is about an hour ride. It's not far away at all.
Yep. Yep.
Um, let's see. I kind of lost my train of thought there, but Fern, how long have you been playing the bass and what got you into playing metal?
Well, so started around 1989, 1990. I was junior high school, actually going into high school. Freshman year, 1990 was when I really started getting a lot more time on the bass. And I got introduced to rock and metal in 88. And like late summer 88 going into that school year, and I was going into the seventh grade when I was introduced to like just all the metal. So when I started playing bass, my interest was playing the bass for the music that I really started to like, which was rock and metal. So I think that even though I'd been dabbling in music as a musician, once I got into metal, that psyched me up to actually play instruments, at least bass, and dabble in guitar and drums as well. But that's pretty much the origin story.
And was Iron Maiden the first thing you got into? What were some of the first bands that influenced you into getting into the metal world?
So first there was the Big Bang, then the Earth, then my parents, and then like Guns N' Roses, right? So that was my gateway drug because I listened to top 40s music. Like up in New York City, it was Z100, Power 95, but I also listened to BLS, like 98.7 Kiss and 97.1 and a few other stations up there. But then like when I started, I was introduced to Guns N' Roses right after Appetite for Destruction came out. And so that was like that was my gateway band. And I listened to them for about a year before I was introduced to, in one evening, Metallica, Iron Maiden, Slayer, Nuclear Assault, Overkill, Testament, and like all these amazing bands. So yeah, Iron Maiden was actually the second ever metal band I was formally introduced to. It was Metallica, then Iron Maiden. And it was
Okay.
somewhere in time in the Seventh Son albums. And then I think Number of the Beast were the first albums I actually was introduced to, and the rest is history.
And are there any bass players in the metal genre that you admire
Oh
other
my
than Steve Harris,
goodness.
of course?
Are there any that I don't admire?
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a really amazing thing when you start to listening to the music is one thing, but when you're a musician, you get to play it and really kind of get an idea of what they're doing behind the scenes on the fretboard and everything. It's pretty fascinating. But I mean, yeah, you've got Steve Harris. You can tell by my haircut, I'm kind of a student of Jason Newsted. But Burton and Trujillo, but then also Frank Bello from Anthrax, Dee Dee Verney from Overkill, right? Greg Christian, formerly a Testament, and Blackie, formerly a Voivod. I mean, the list goes on.
Nice.
Right? So it's just a whole bunch of guys that really just kind of really helped me understand what kind of voice I wanted to get as a bassist. And there's other genres of music as well, but for metal, I think those are probably the top guys, but the list actually goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listen to all different stuff from the metal genre. One of the guys that plays bass that really stands out with me is Ryan Martini from Mud.
Yeah.
I got to see them a couple of years ago, and this guy's just a monster running around on that stage. And I'd like some new metal. I'm a poser, according to some folks, but
Well, I see you wearing the Gojira hat as well. That gentleman
that is
there.
not new metal. But yes, it is.
No, but so
Bad. I don't-
I got to see them. I was pretty much front row in like the
Mm,
VIP area to see Metallica back in 2009, and
okay.
it was Gojira, Lamb of God, and Metallica. And
Nah,
to see Gojira right there and that
oh,
energy and that bassist just flying
yeah.
around the stage, amazing, amazing.
I got
Yes.
to see them for the first time ever. I was never into them for some reason, even though I had the record store. Maybe I listened to them once and just didn't get turned on to it back years ago. And then a couple summers ago, they were on tour with Mastodon and Lorna Shore. And I'd bought tickets to go to see them at the Coney Island, the amusement park in New York City. There's an amphitheater they built there. So I went to that, and then I started listening to them, and I'm like, wow, I don't know why I never liked them before. Now they're one of my favorite bands, and they put on a crazy show. If you see them headline with the screens and the fire and the presentation, and then I got to see them again last year with Korn and Spirit Box. I was front row for one of those, and yeah, they're just so nasty, and they gained so much popularity by playing that
The
song
Olympic
at the
with
Olympics. Yeah,
the
wow.
Olympics, yeah.
Yep. So
I
yeah,
had a chance to see them when they
you've never
opened up
seen
for
them.
Well, they opened up for Volbeat a couple of years ago,
They
but
did.
I was there to see Volbeat, and the only reason why I didn't see Gojira was because I had friends of a friend that had some kind of access to meet the keyboardist in Slipknot. That was like a friend of a friend, so we were
Uh-huh.
just like behind the whole venue the whole time talking to this guy. His name is escaping me.
Huh.
Sly or something like that.
Yep.
And I missed the whole Gojira set.
Wow.
And then everything I saw afterwards, like the Olympic thing, and then the Birmingham tribute for Ozzy,
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, oh my God, like they're so good. And I just didn't see any of it, but it was for good reason.
You'll get another chance.
I'm
I'm
sure.
sure. I think they've got some life left in them. I think they're one of the bigger they're gonna become one of the bigger bands that are around still.
Yeah, and the singer
Uh,
and the drummer are brothers, right?
I believe so.
Because they look very similar. And then I did a quick little
I got
Google
the hat
thing.
on, but I should be more of an expert.
Yeah, because they look very similar.
Yeah, yeah.
They're amazing.
And Chris, I guess a question for you. What is the current lineup in Eyes of the Nile? Are there any changes from last year when you performed at the fair?
Yeah, we have a new guitarist,
You do?
Matt Gilherm. Yeah.
Mm.
So that'll be his first time.
It'll be his first gig with you.
No, no,
Uh,
no. His first time at the
First
Orange County
time at
Fair.
the in Middletown. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
How many gigs does he have under the belt with you right now? New this year?
About four,
Four?
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is he Adrian Murray?
He is Dave Murray.
Dave Murray. I mean, Adrian. I got boy.
Yep.
It's been a long day. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Dave,
he's our Dave Murray.
you don't have a Yannick Gears that flips around guitars and skips around?
No, but we got a lot of people asking if we wanted to have a third guitarist, and that was not going to happen. It's
Well, you
never going to happen.
almost did a couple of years ago when
Oh,
our
that's
friend
fine.
Mark
The one
Garcia
time.
filled in that night and saved the day.
Well, we did it last year when or
Well, Chris,
yeah, the last
yeah,
time Chris played with
yeah.
us,
So once
we
in a
had,
while, Chris is your Janet Gears. I don't think it would like to be confirmed. But
yeah.
so, let's say like you got three Iron Maiden albums that you can take to the desert island, which won't do any good because there's no electric there. But the three Maiden albums you're allowed to take with you away to wherever, to the vacation or whatever. You can only bring three of them because this is now we have Spotify and Apple Music. So this is like a question, but I always
Yeah.
ask questions like this. What three Maiden albums are you going to pick out of the catalog? I know it's a tough question. I didn't ask you to rehearse this.
I'm glad you at least asked for three, not one, because that would be
Great, yeah.
uh while Fern is obviously in deep thought, I'm gonna go, well, it is really tough actually. Damn it. Crap. Okay, I thought I had three right off the top of my head. Now I'm
You
starting to think more about it.
gotta get put the Jeopardy song on
Because
here.
I gotta go with Diano's gotta get some love. So I have to probably Killers. Um Number of the Beast is so obvious, but Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, Power Slave. Those three.
Yeah.
But if I'm Deanna Love, Killers, gotta go Power Slave, and then Seventh Son is so good too. But Number of the Beast,
All
Killers,
right.
Number of the Beast, Power Slave.
I guess Fern, it's your turn.
Peace of mind somewhere in time, seventh son.
Seventh son of a seventh son.
That's not that was not an easy pick, by the way, for those
No,
three. Because I mean, for me, it's like 82 to 88. It's really hard to
sure.
pick from any of those.
So
But
good.
for me, pound for pound, seven for me, pound for pound, seventh son of a seventh son has always been my number one Maiden album. And it's of course close because I love so many of the Maiden albums, like all seven somewhere in time, and everything from the Number of the Beast all the way to Seventh Son is just amazing. There's a lot of amazing Diano stuff as well, but I've always been
Sure.
more of a Bruce guy, probably because when I got into him. But yeah, I would say those are probably my three picks if I absolutely had to commit. Peace of Mind, Somewhere in Time, Seventh Son.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Chris, I guess a question for you that Fern already asked. I know you also do things other than heavy metal, but what got you into playing the drums? And also, what was your first experience to the metal world? I guess with that.
Mhm. I would probably have to point to my sister being 10 years older and hanging out with her a lot when I was younger, and her playing a lot of music in her bedroom. Led Zeppelin, Judas Priest, Bad Company,
Yeah.
Gary Newman, Aerosmith, and that definitely opened up the doors just being like open to all this music. And I know that we went to a music shop once where there was a drum set in the window and I sat behind it. I don't know if I hit it. I was probably like 7, 8 years old,
Yeah.
but I think I walked out with at least a pair of drumsticks. And then, of course, you're starting to hit everything in sight and starting to air drum a little bit. And then I guess around when MTV came out, around that time, I don't know if it was when MTV came out, but I remember around 11 or 12, I had a neighbor, still a friend of mine, where we just listened to everything, like metal shows that were on the radio late at night. And he had a lot of music, and Maiden was a huge part of that. The first couple albums. So around then it was with talking like 82. So Number of the Beast probably just came out. And then I went backwards and listened to the first two, including Made in Japan, the live
Mhm.
album. And then I started following them. So after Number of the Beast, of course, Peace of Mind came out. They had the video for Flight of Icarus. Power Slave comes out, 13-minute long Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. And you just start air drumming. You come back from school, you start air drumming, I was going through Live After Death. I would do the whole album with a fake microphone, then do the album again with a guitar or a stick, whatever, hockey stick or whatever it
Yeah.
was. And then the next time through was with the drumsticks. But I always gravitated towards drums. And once I got my first real drum set, even though I wasn't really studying music or anything, I was going to be an architect. I was, I don't want to say natural at the drums, but I could kind of just sit down and keep a beat.
Yeah.
Not that it sounded good, but I kind of knew what to do with my hands. And then starting to play with friends and all that. And metal was always, even though I was listening to a lot of music through my mother's radio and AM and 60s and 70s, it was always on.
Yeah.
And the stuff that my sister was playing for me, metal just kind of took over. Iron Maiden, Anthrax, Metallica, Metal Church, Sabotage, Halloween, lots of
Mm.
German metal bands.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and that was it. So
So you
metal
have
took over.
another side of your life where you play drums and something that's not heavy metal. Let's hear about that.
Well, for 21 years I played in the US Navy band in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
So definitely not metal, but
No.
I was a musician, playing in that. And then all the classical stuff. So since that's kind of um my real profession is
Yeah.
classical musician.
Which some might argue is so metal. So
I
just
mean,
saying.
it influenced a lot of metal musicians
Yeah.
actually.
Sure.
So, um, but yeah, classical music is my other half of things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but now I get to, I'm enjoying doing both things,
Nice.
doing the metal and the classical.
Last year when you guys were in Middletown, you came to my store and you filmed a clip, and I have it up on my channel. You can find it somewheres in my YouTube feed. That you were doing a special show a couple weeks later, and you said, I keep this under wraps, don't tell anybody about it. But you had one of the guys pretending they were Eddie coming shopping at my store. It was very fun. And what was that? It was a gig where you were doing a certain album, right? And in its entirety.
Yeah, we talked forever about, you know, well, first of all, what the album was going to be, which it's not a secret anymore, was Somewhere in Time.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, well, how are we going to reveal this to people, or how are we going to announce it? Do we even want to tell anybody about it? And if we want to tell people, when do we tell people about it? So we ended up deciding that they wouldn't find out until we were starting to play at the venue.
Oh, okay.
And and that's the very short version. I mean, it's a democracy. We're just going back and forth, lots of strong feelings about something
It's a
that
democracy, but I insisted we wait until the show.
and so
Yeah.
then on the way up to Middletown, we started talking about it, and it just came about that we were gonna, iteration after iteration, it turned into, okay, I'm gonna be Eddie, and we're gonna walk around, and we're gonna walk in your store, and then we're gonna do this and that, and then, I'm gonna pick an album, I'm gonna be all excited, or Eddie's gonna be all excited. You're not gonna even gonna see the album, gonna walk out of the store with the bag in hand, and then, well, with the Trooper Bossa Nova version in the background, then I'm gonna whip out the album, and that's the only time you're going to see what the album is. So that movie that we filmed,
Yeah.
Outside and Inside Your Store,
Yeah.
was shown at Tally Ho Theater
Yeah.
before we even started. So we had some text like, this is what is you're going to hear tonight, and this is the album. Let Eddie tell you what it is. And then they show the film, and at the end, Eddie pulls out the album. And then we were just praying that people actually would, respond positively And then the
Not
album
really.
comes out somewhere in time and everyone went nuts. And then the intro music came in and it was like perfect. Couldn't have gone any better. So,
They might have been worried. You might have been worried if he pulled out X Factor
oh Jesus.
or something like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, those are good songs.
Wah, wah,
Yeah.
wah.
Well,
Yeah.
we appreciate you letting us do that too,
Oh,
because
it
that
was awesome. It was a
really,
fun. It was like it was before we opened the shop, or just when we were opening. I think
yeah.
after your gig was probably. I don't remember if you played
You haven't
Friday,
taken off the hat yet?
Saturday. I don't remember if you played on a Friday night or a Saturday night last year. One of the.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun, and it really made that night even
It
more
was a Friday
special.
night you played, yeah.
I think so.
I
I think
remember
so.
because some of my friends couldn't attend because Limp Bizkit was playing up the road in the amphitheater at Bethel Woods. And then we had a big, after I got done seeing you, there was a big hardcore fest playing at the venue in town that I was helping out with for a couple of years. There was a lot going on that night, but it was always a fun night at the Orange County Fair. And I'm so glad that you guys have been invited back. And we're all looking
So too.
forward to that. It's a big metal weekend for the bands. It's a big metal week because that week, I mean, you start
Tricksters on
off
Thursday.
on in the metal world, you start off with Iron Cobra on the 22nd, who are kind of our local heroes here in Middletown that do a really nice set of, like, they call it classic arena rock, Van Halen and Kiss and all that type of stuff, and Aerosmith, and they do some Priest and Sabbath too. And then the next night, Tricksters there, the original artists that were around in the 80s, like a hair metal band, I guess. And
Can I add
Wild
something to
Side is
that,
there on the 24th.
Steven?
What's that?
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
Just in case people don't know, I just want to add a little tidbit to the Trickster
Yes.
part. So Steve Brown from Trickster
Yes.
produced and mixed an EP that Naveed Rashid from Iris Divine wrote back during
Oh.
the pandemic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, yep, that's our affiliation with Steve.
Nice.
So,
It's funny because I actually had known them from back when I was still living up in New York, and I played gigs in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Steve and PJ were both in a local cover band called Sugar Belly, and I was
Oh,
friends with them because of their singer. And
okay.
so there's a little bit of an interesting like
Small
history
world.
going on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's cool.
So yeah, Trickster, and then they got Wild Side on Thursday night, which are the Motley Crue guys, and then we go right into Friday night, which is the Stone Temple Pilots at 7 o'clock, and then you guys are on at 9 with Eyes of the Nile, and then the following night is something that's been going on quite a few years. That the Battery comes in from Michigan with their Metallica tribute, and then Livewire, who I just had on the channel, with the AC/DC tribute. So it's a back to back nights of hard rock and heavy metal at the Orange County Fair.
It was like an exciting year. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a
we're
lot.
actually on at 8:15.
You're on at 8:15. Is that what it says?
Yeah,
Uh, on you are on at 8:15, or Stone Temple Pilots are?
we are. They start at 7. We're at
Oh,
8:15.
okay. Well, the schedule's got you at 9. Just letting you know. It's on the print.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Okay.
might need to make a phone call.
Yeah.
Because
That's okay.
that's what they got with so Stone Temple Pilots aren't playing too long.
I mean,
Hour,
they're-
8 o'clock, 15.
well, if
They're only doing an hour set. I
it's
know.
supposed to be 7 to 7:50 and then us at 8:15, but
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
we'll see.
maybe you'll have to.
Stay tuned.
Well, because it's 9 o'clock on all the flyers, just to let everybody know you don't want somebody getting there at 9 and you've already played 45 minutes. So I guess that's
Exactly.
something I'll have to work out. And
Yep. Okay.
Eddie's coming to the show too.
Eddie might be there.
Okay.
He's,
I'll have to
he's
call him up.
having some visa issues.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yep.
So, what other gigs you guys got coming up for those that are watching us? Because people watch this channel from all around the world. They're not just all in Middletown or Virginia or wherever else. But so, you guys got some other gigs coming up in
Yeah.
next month or two?
August 2nd, we're making our second appearance at Water Street Music Hall in Rochester, New York. And then we're back at Tally Ho in Leesburg, Virginia on August 15th.
Yep.
And then we are September 12th, Broken Goblet, Bensalem,
Oh yeah, I know
Pennsylvania.
that place well. Yep.
Yep. And then after that, we are at Craft House Stage and Grill in Pittsburgh, October 17th.
Okay.
And then we are off to Ohio for our debut at Afterlife Live in Akron. And then to be announced. We got a couple
Okay.
things possibly brewing from there.
Have you played the Broken Goblet in the past? Is that the first time you have?
Yep.
It's a nice little place. I
Oh,
actually
it's fantastic. That is an
they
excellent
did a
venue.
good job on it, like a brewery. Because I got a brewery up here now where I help out at the Zone, and
Yeah.
I was talking to the guy there, and I went down there. I said, "These guys really did this right. They put a lot of money into the setup there. I think with the sound system and everything else. I saw the band Tier there in February. I was on Valentine's Day, so they do a mixture of the tribute bands and the national acts at that venue, and it's nice because it's like it's near Philadelphia, but you don't have to go into the city. You don't have to
Mm.
pay to park. It's got its own parking lot. I'm like, yeah,
Yep.
Everything about that venue is easy for the patrons as well as the band. The staff is fantastic,
mm-hmm.
right? And you know
Okay.
yeah, the production is easy, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they work with us really well. It's been a great time, literally anytime we've been there. So
Nice.
it's awesome. Yeah.
And we have a Queensryche tribute opening up for that show.
And what's the name of them? Do you know?
Queens of the Reich.
Oh, those
So
are the girls that wanted to come on and open up here too. I think I spoke
yes.
with them, but I think it was already set up by Ron by then. In my mind, I think that goes a little bit better, but Stone, it's kind of like a festival. You get a little bit of variety of music with the Stone Temple Pilot band opening up for you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
So make sure you get to the fairgrounds a little early if you're coming to see Iron Maiden, because these guys said they're going on before 9. So get there by 6 o'clock. Walk the fair, go watch STP, and
Pet
be
the
there in time
kangaroos
for
or
Eyes of the Nile.
yeah.
Cool. So I guess that kind of wraps things up. How do we find you on the World Wide Web?
EyesOfTheNile.com.
Yeah.
Instagram's Eyes of the Nile Band. Facebook is Eyes of the Nile. And we're on TikTok. I think it's Eyes of the Nile or Eyes of the Nile
Okay.
Band.
Yeah.
And YouTube is Eyes of the Nile 22, I believe.
Okay.
Yep. We're
So,
everywhere.
so I guess that'll kind of wrap up our little chat for this year.
Awesome.
And I hope that everyone comes out and sees you guys on the road when you're out and about, because they put on an amazing Iron Maiden performance. Your singer
Thank
is
you.
just off the hook, I think.
He is.
And it was
Yes.
funny because the first time I met him, I had my cousin went to school and worked in Washington, D.C. She works with the government, and her husband was like, I went to school or to college with your vocalist, and they went back a long ways, and he couldn't believe that. Like, he saw my picture with him hanging out in front of the store. He's like, "Oh, you know him?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just met him." It was kind of small world there.
It is.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So
We'll do.
anyhow,
We'll see you, and we'll visit your store hopefully after sound check.
yeah, on Friday evening, I will be in the store till 7. I will be working that day, as
Perfect.
far as I know, till 7, and then shooting right over. Boy, I'm going to cut it close. We're getting there for STP, working till 7. I got to figure something out. Maybe I do have to try to get an employee in for a little bit if I
Or
can.
maybe they're going to start at 8. So I'm going to stay tuned and I will
Yeah,
talk to
maybe.
Ron and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out. Maybe that would probably be better. Yeah. So
Okay.
since we've been advertising 9 for you guys, it might be better.
Okay.
So hey, take a minute to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on the Rock Fantasy YouTube channel. Thank you guys for being on tonight.